Yo, what is going on, guys? Here, my name is xBuzzerman, and today I got for you 20 tips to improve your base in Minecraft. This is for any of you guys who maybe are losing some raids or just don't feel you have a good base and maybe just want to make your own base but don't know how to make a really good base. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go through 20 simple tips to just help you out with your base building. Now I'm going to play a little comment section game. If you guys can go and tell me how many trophies you have right now and how many you can think you can get to, I'd like to see what my ranks are or what you guys' ranks are and how I compare to you guys. So go ahead and put that in the comment section down below and enjoy the video. Alright guys, so for our first tip is sectioning off your different defenses or your base in general. When it comes to sectioning off your base, what you do not want to do is right here. As you can see right here, it is just a straight T. These are like terrible T's, guys, right here. I call these the terrible T's. And it allows for wall breakers to absolutely destroy your base. They're going to go ahead and they're going to go for this spot right here, this little T, and you'll be able to get into both of these defenses right here. But if you can go ahead and kind of section them off and that kind of like stagger the lines, they're going to go for these little corners right here, and when they get the corners, it's just going to destroy that corner but not allow for both these two. Now I actually do have them in the same area. If you want to go ahead and like push them back right here so they're actually in separate areas, I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. See, as you can see right here, they're actually in separate areas like this. If you do something like this, you're not going to be able, they're going to actually have to, it's going to require more wall breakers to take down these two archer towers than it would be these two archer towers over here. Spreading out your storages is just as vital as spreading out both your defenses. One thing that I actually tend to do is sometimes I give up on the other storage that I'm trying to defend. So if I'm trying to get a lot of gold, this actual elixir storage will be on the outside, and it usually won't be getting too much, so people won't be trying to raid you. If you can go ahead and just spread out all of your storages, that's going to make it to where nobody can get pretty much all the storages at once. Now for right here, people are probably going to get the elixir storage, but since everything else is spread out, it's going to make it a lot harder to get all the other storages. By spreading out an actual base, it actually helps prevent a 3-star. The higher the town hall you get, the more likely you are to get 3-starred. So if you can go ahead and try to prevent a 3-star, maybe accept 2-star or something like that, instead of getting 3-starred, the more likely you are to be able to actually win your clan wars and things like that. So having this kind of a base where everything is really spread out, it's going to help prevent a 3-star. If you even go look ahead at some of the best bases or the top players in the world, I know this isn't necessarily most of the time the greatest thing to be looking at is, let's go over to the top players, just so you even go look over at this top player right here. Their bases are really spread out. They use up the whole map. So that whatever kind of town hall, you're going to want to try to spread it out as much as possible while maintaining a well-structured base. Symmetry is a very prevalent thing you see in a lot of very good bases. As you can see right here, you have your archer tower and your mortar along with your archer tower and your mortar right here. You also have both a cannon and a archer tower right here along with the same thing over here. There's also a hero in both spots, so there's a lot of symmetry that goes on, and more than most of the times that you try to do this, you're going to end up having a successful base if you go ahead and just follow that rule of symmetry. Never leave a base unguarded at one spot or a weak spot within the base. People always find that out and they'll always tend to exploit that. As you can see all throughout the perimeter of this base right here, there's pretty much no weak spots. The only place I'd say people tend to attack the most would be this barracks over here. But since we have 2 wizard towers and 2 mortars within the range of this little section right here, people are still not going to attack it as much. So whatever you do, do not load up on one side, like go over here, load this up over here, and just keep this side really weak. Alright guys, one of the biggest mistakes I see within a Clash of Clans base is they do not put their wizard tower adjacent to both their storages. As you can see right here, this would make a good little section right here. This wizard tower has a radius over both of these 2 storages. Now it doesn't have to be directly, it could be something like this or like this, as long as the radius of the wizard tower is within both of the 2 storages, and usually more preferably is if it's kind of sandwiched in between the 2 storages. As you can see, even not many bases do this, but if you can go ahead and get away with this, it actually looks really good and it makes for a better defense. Take advantage of the ability to funnel and to use traps. If you have any outside little areas, the most outside sections of your base, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and kind of just take out a wall right there. As you can see, there's no wall right here. It's pretty much all taken out, and that will allow you to be able to actually use some traps. So go ahead, once you have that, stick either a bomb, maybe some spring traps, or even load up a giant bomb over there. Right here, this is what you would think would be a more defendable actual base structure right here, just sealing everything off, but sometimes leaving a little bit of space to go ahead and funnel some troops in and be able to get them destroyed by some traps. When you're deciding where to put your air defenses, always be in mind to go ahead and spread those bad boys out. One of the biggest mistakes I tend to see is people tend to go ahead and put these air defenses, maybe even if they're within the core of the base, they squish them together, and that just makes for an easy air raid. So if you can go ahead, even if they're kind of on the outside of the base, spreading out air defenses proves more viable than squishing in air defenses. If you go ahead and look at my base right here, or any of my bases, even this one, as you can see, they're all spread out. Now, they're not spread out entirely great, but this one's actually a little bit better. As you can see, there's one all the way over here, and over here. That's kind of like a TH8 design. And even, especially with a war base, you'll look at this war base right here. There's one all the way over here, over here, over here, and over here. They're all spread out. They're not condensed into one area. Trap placement is critical within a base, and you can set up things such as a funneling base. As you can see right here, this would be considered a funneling. You have something, a wide open either storage or a cannon, along with some traps to go ahead. Going ahead and doing something like a funneling thing, especially lower town halls, proves very vital. What this allows you to do is it allows things such as a defensive minded troop to go ahead and go right for these defenses and fall right into one of your traps. Now keep in mind, the later in the town halls you get, even more vital are the traps. Now, especially the non-funneling type traps. Now when you get to town hall level 9, 10, or 11, maybe whenever it comes out, 8, 9, 10, 11, when it comes out, you're going to be wanting to keep in mind that funneling probably won't be as good anymore, because stronger army compositions that just run right over traps are going to be a little bit more prevalent. So spreading your things like spreading your giant bombs out within the base, within a war base, actually makes it a lot more difficult to hit, or actually 3-star. We're going to go ahead and go over to my war base right here. This is my anti 3-star base. As you can see right here, you have giant bombs spread out throughout the base, along with just regular bombs. Now what that's meant to do is prevent some hog damage, or just troops that really can penetrate the base very well. Spreading them out actually helps a lot. When it comes to creating an actual war base, what you're actually going to want to do is go ahead and condense or keep in as close as possible to your base all of your outside things. If you're going ahead and spreading them out just to get that little radius effect, as you guys can see, like right here, that's not going to bode well for you, because you can have archers easily pick those off. It could be the means of a 1 or 2-star. If someone has like 40% on you, but you have all of your miscellaneous things on the outside, and they're way far out, all they can do is drop a few archers down without resistance. By keeping it close to the actual walls and the main base itself, it allows some defenses to actually go ahead and take out maybe some troops that are trying to pick off those extra buildings. Practice using something called the triangular formation. What does that mean? Or the triangular, the quad formation, where everything is spread out to equal either a rectangle or a triangle. Now, depending on what town hall level you are, if you're below a town hall level 9, you're only going to have 3 of these towers right here. What I recommend doing is something like that. As you can see, there's like a spread out triangle. Things such as your air defense, your wizard tower, your mortars. Those are your 3 big things that you're going to want to go ahead and make a triangle or a rectangle within the base. Try to make your clan castle as hard to lure out as possible. As you can see right here, this clan castle is entrenched within the base. Even if it's one more over, as you can see, all they have to do is drop a troop right here, or right here, or right here, and they can easily lure out the clan castle troops. So if you're going ahead and trying to keep clan castle troops, try to keep it as centered as possible within the actual base itself. This just prevents people from trying to lure out your clan castle troops. You don't have to cram everything into a base. What you can do is you can even leave little spaces. As you can see, there's space right here. There would be space right here. There's actually a space within the whole base. There's space right here, right here. There's everywhere. There's little spots here and there that actually just kind of spread the base out a little bit. So if you want to, maybe instead of doing something, we'll go ahead and show you guys real quick. I can get over to the actual home village. If you want to do this, maybe you have this, this. I know these are terrible examples, but this is within like the core of your base. You have these three things right here. You could have this one right here, or you could try something like this. You know, have a little spread out right here, a little spread action right there. So it makes it a little bit longer. So let's go ahead and add the walls real quick. We'll go ahead and add right onto that. I think they're actually going to just naturally come together, but we meant to spread them out a little bit more, but having that little space in between is going to make the troops maybe 1 second slower, and time is a very big factor within raiding. You know, those seconds add up, so the more spaces you add, effectively, do not add them like everywhere. The more spaces you add here and there are going to actually add up, and maybe you'll waste 10 seconds for the actual person raiding you, which could mean everything. So, you know, keeping that symmetrical feeling, going ahead and keeping symmetry within the base, along with going ahead and having a space, will actually kind of keep in mind how long this the base will actually withstand an actual raid. So what I'm trying to say is basically there's space right here. You're going to have symmetry, so that obviously there's going to be space on the other end as well. So always keep in account symmetry when you're going ahead and adding space within the base. That was a rhythm. That was a rhyme. Teslas are actually a very important defense within the game. They're actually considered a trap, but they are a defense in my opinion because of the fact of how high damage dealing they are and how high damage dealing they can get. They're one of the highest damage dealing defenses in the game. So go ahead and try to keep them close to your town hall whenever you're trying to, you know, do something like a trophy push or just trying to win a clan war, just for the fact that they can go ahead and destroy a lot of high damage dealing troops, as well as a P.E.K.K.A. A P.E.K.K.A.'s worst enemy is a Tesla. So if you can go ahead and keep them within the core of a base, they're actually going to help destroy those P.E.K.K.A.s a little bit better. Not only do Teslas act as a very good support to the core of a town hall, they also act as a very good trap. That's why they act as traps a lot of the times. If you can go ahead and put your Tesla inside a trap, what could happen is, especially when you're trying to funnel, they're going to go ahead and they're going to go over for these defensive only. Most defensive minded troops are going to be having high hit points and going to be meat sticks. So a perfect counter to those are going to be adding some Teslas. Teslas are high damage defenses that are able to go ahead and attack those defenses really strong. So best counter to a very high hit point troop is a high attacking defense. I know I touched on the point of symmetry already within defenses, but even symmetry within structures of the base are very prevalent in a lot of very good bases. As you can see, there's kind of like an L shape right here. If we go down here, there's that exact same L shape down here. You have a longer L right here. You have also have that longer L right here, and right here. So there's actually lots of patterns within a base that you can actually notice. So try to incorporate patterns. You know, if you use maybe 2 right here, a block of 2 right here, come down around here and use that same block of 2 over here. Try to keep your base symmetrical within both the structure of the base and the defenses. One of the most common things I see when people fail 3 stars is they do not take into account builder's hut on the outside edges. So a quick little trick to actually prevent a 3-star sometimes is putting your builder's huts on the outside edges. What this allows you to do is someone might go ahead and deploy all their troops forgetting about these builder's huts. They'll destroy this whole base and they'll not have enough time to get to the builder's huts. So they'll end up getting like a 98 or a 99%, and it actually sucks for them while you only have a 2-star against your base. Do not oversection or undersection things. As you can see, what I recommend doing is about 4 at maximum, 4 defenses at maximum. Right here, there's about 4, I think 1, 2, 3 There's like 1, 2 right here. There's only 1 right here. So within each section, I'd say about 4 maximum, a little more and a little less. That could bode a little bit. A little more would be a lot more than a little less. So going ahead and doing too many sections or doing too broad of sections, I'll go ahead and give an example real quick and show you what I tend to see a lot of guys do is they go ahead and they make these huge sections. We'll go ahead and edit this layout. And we'll remove all. Actually, let's go to this one over here. Go ahead and edit this, remove all. What I tend to see people do is either they're like this, or they get this and they make these huge sections within the bases where they have a ton of troops, and that only really works for Town Hall level 10, guys. When it comes to Town Hall level 9, you don't have enough defenses, or Town Hall level 9 and below, you do not have enough defenses to go ahead and counter something like that. Another thing I tend to see is people do this with their defenses. They kind of cluster them all in one area, and I'm just going to do this real quick. And let's go ahead and put this one right here, just as an example, not depicting any particular troop over another. They'll go ahead and they'll create one big, not one big area, but a ton of small little areas. And that's not really good. If you create a ton of small little areas, you're going to waste a lot of wall space. And wasting wall space is not something you want to do. So it'll allow you to, with the amount of walls that you're wasting here, you could be spreading out your base more, preventing a 2-star. Very good trap, but you do not want to use them like any of these kind of traps. You do not want to funnel with skeleton traps. You kind of want to keep them more near the core of the base. As you can see right here, these are relative to the core of the base. If you go ahead and get them even closer, these troops act as like a pesky. They're like another clan castle, so they're very, very good for something like that. You're going to spawn in X amount of skeletons, and it's just like spawning in X amount of clan castle troops. You're going ahead and not treating these more like a trap, but treating these more of like an actual like clan castle part 2, a little mini hybrid clan castle, is going to bode you a little bit better than if you were to treat them like a trap. Last and most important tip, in my opinion, is the best defense is a good offense. And what I'm trying to mean by that is join a clan that will donate you troops almost all the time. It could be anything from witches to wizards to even archers. It really does not matter the troop. As long as you have something stocked up within your base, it will give you a lot greater odds to go ahead and successfully defend against a raid. People do not attack usually with the intentions of coming across the clan castle troops. So catching them off guard by having clan castle troops in your clan castle will definitely bode you very well to preventing a potential 3-star. Alright guys, I want to thank you all for watching this video. If you at least learned something, please give it a like. I definitely would appreciate that. I hope you learned at least one new thing to building a better base, and hopefully you didn't know everything on this list. I know a lot of people are going to type in the comment section, they'll be like, I knew everything in this base sucks, the tutorial is terrible. I know I'm going to get that everywhere, but hopefully maybe I just helped out 1 or 2 people, and that's pretty much the goal I had for this video. So thank you all for watching this video. I definitely really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time, and later.